Well, hello there, and good morning to you all. So, this will now be my review for Bleach chapter 517, entitled The Closer and Closer. Well, according to the manga panda's scanlation. Basically, this chapter is essentially a transition chapter between moments in the story. It has mainly two interesting points. Three, eventually three. The first interesting point of this chapter is that we do see something about has not passed, and apparently, I guess that he was also off-breed Quincy, uh, kinda like Katagiri, Urio's mother. It appears to me that way, and he was able to survive the apparently the Ashval and the Oli selection of Jua, and because of that, eventually Jua came to him and basically made him into a Stone Reader. Uh, it appears to me that was the story of Asnot. The second interesting aspect of the chapter was that we do see Rukia in full Bankai. Um from the looks of it, it kinda works in a keen situation with the Shikai abilities. She already showed us the below zero freezing point, or the absolute zero, and it appears that the Bankai works in that way, and basically she needs to basically froze completely her own body, uh, and due to that she I'm not sure if the that pillar of light that we see on the last chapter, if it was simply the light of the Bankai V being used, or if was a pillar of ice. But it appears in this chapter that it's not like a pillar of ice, it's more like big ice explosion in a way. Um, that and also it appears that can cut um, it can cut the adversary. So it's kind of weird to try to interpret that. In my last video, I did not make any great reference to Rukia Bankai because it was still too early to try to judge what kind of Bankai she possessed. This chapter, it kind of gave some hints on how it works, but it's still not clear enough what kind of Bankai she has, what kind of form the Bankai takes. But nonetheless, it was great to see her in her full Bankai form. Um, Again, it's hinted through the chapter in this part that she is still far away from mastering her newfound powers through the training of Soul Society. uh, and we will have to see in the next fight um, what will happen. And then finally the third part, we have the introduction of another strange guy from the Stern Reader V, Guno or Guno, the Vanishing Point. Basically, his ability is disappearing from the senses and from the mind of the people that see him. I could point out several references in manga and in real-time series of uh, but for instance in terms of manga, this ability is kind of similar to the power of one character in Hunter x Hunter, um, a guy that is kind of a chameleon, and also in terms of real-time series, his power kind of works as the grace of Doctor Who, more in that way. Um, and if you watch series, probably you'll know about what I'm talking. Um, but is a kind of OP power, but I think that this kind of gives the opening, in my opinion, to the reintroduction of Kenpachi into the story, because if the ability of this guy is that basically he can be seen by his enemies if he wants, but after they lose sight of him, they forgot about him. So even if Izane, the vice captain of Squad 4, or even if Little Yashiro does have some kind of great, strange, whatever power, mm, I'm kind of doubtful that with sim- their abilities they could destroy this guy. So I think that basically this kind of paved the way for the reintroduction of Kenpachi. But I must say that I do honestly don't think that this guy will give or will give much of a fight to Kenpachi. Uh, and if you remember in the Fullbringers, when Kenpachi fought the guy with the clock, he took 1 2 seconds to kill the guy. I guess this guy will go out in a microsecond. I'm guessing. So, but nonetheless, I think that this paved the way for the reintroduction of Kenpachi in the story, and eventually we will found if Unowana was in fact killed completely, because I'm still doubtful about it. So I don't know. But I think that in the moment that Kenpachi reappears in the story, I think, and if he reappears after this or because of this situation with Izane and Yashiro, I think it's quite possible that we got some explanation about what was the fate of Unoana and if she is real dead or if something else happening or happened. So nonetheless, it was a very good chapter. Um, it's a transition chapter, like I did say in the beginning of my video. So, as for the next chapter, maybe if Kubo does intend to bring back Kenpachi, probably he will continue with the story with Izane and Yashiro, and their fight to trying to understand what's going on or trying to vanquish this guy Stern Ritter V. I honestly don't think they will be able to do it, but I could be wrong, but I doubt. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to bring back Kenpachi to the story, even if he does not show a lot of power. But it will be very good to bring him back to the story at this point, I think. So I think that's what will happen. I don't know if we will see Byakuya and Rukia in the next chapters. I don't know. I doubt. Because I do think that Kubo is trying to show us other characters what they are up to, what they are going through, and such. So I think that it's quite possible that this could be the beginning process to bring back Kenpachi to the story, even if do not expect, and I'm not expecting it, that Kubo will show right away what was the power up that Kenpachi acquired in this fight against Nuan. I don't believe it. But being or bringing Kenpachi back to the story, it will be at this point, in my opinion, very good for the story and base and such. So this is it. This is my review for Bleach 517. Hope you enjoy. Stay well, peace, and see you soon.